Yesterday we had a big down day, and in the overnight we didn't have any follow through. We are digesting the late spike to the downside, and we are within I would say within the spike, because technically the spike is around this area when M period traded below L, but I am counting anything below 3760 as a spike, so we are accepting lower prices, not having any follow through lower. We had multiple attempts, well, basically from this area. We can see that the volume is very low down there, so as of now we are going to open around overnight highs, but I will go to this in a minute. I'd like to go through my charts first. Looking at the monthly, we are back within December's range, and it looks quite bearish, but still one time framing up, so the trend on the highest time frame is still to the upside, with some cautious sign with this wick from the highs. On the weekly we are one time framing lower. We are back within this candles range, so we had an inside wick, we had break to the upside from this, and now to the downside, so I think that we might be targeting opposite side of this balance, but I'm not sure if this is that important. Here we can see that there is a high volume node around 3650, and we probably are going to fill some of this low volume area we made recently. On the daily, not much to say. Well, we are back around this balance area, but it is not that clear since we traded through it. So far we rejected this balance till 3700, and it is more important than any of those, basically. So until 373024 we are still in the bigger picture destined to trade higher. One more chart. Here I have this linear regression channel. We broke below the third or the even fourth deviation, so I will be monitoring this with less importance. However, it is still possible that we bounce to at least second or first deviation down. Looking at another chart, I have this range analysis. We've made double of recent 2 times the standard deviation. I'm not sure if this is correct. I thought that standard deviation was lower, because on other chart I have around 42 points for last month. We've made quite high volume, around 2 million, with average being around 1 million. Range is expanding, so it is the highest range we've seen for a while. Monthly we've seen one bigger day. I think it was this down day. so definitely some trading opportunities ahead of us. Mm, Looking at TPOs, I have marked those more important areas here on the chart, and we've traded through this range, which was traded back and forward, so it is not that clear as I mentioned earlier, but we got back to this pivotal area we've been trading late last year. So for now we held above, and if we trade lower, I think that here we might see some support within this high volume node, or lower around this inflection point I've marked here. It is important because it is also going to be second deviation from the expected move from weekly ranges, and slightly lower it is monthly expected range from options market from Friday's close. So we already breached first standard deviation of the move, so once a period got exactly to this level, and late in the day, since we were in negative gamma environment, we've seen weakness in the market and further move down. I tried to trade this, but made some crucial mistake with my strategy and lost some money on this move. However, I was expecting this to happen. So as of scenarios for today, I think that being near overnight highs and little bit higher than the settle, well, it is around over 20 points, 30 maybe, so it is quite high. We might see some covering of the shorts, and I'm not sure if this can fuel short covering rally. Today we don't have any options expiration, so not sure how this data decay will affect people who are having puts for example Friday. If we start rallying, they might be forced to exit their positions. Not sure about early short covering, but nevertheless, if we break above overnight high, it will be important if we create an excess early on and get back into the range. This is my first scenario. I'd like to enter short targeting overnight point of control, and if we trade higher and bounce from overnight highs, creating support here, I'd like to enter longs to get back through this double distribution, and then I will be targeting point of control from yesterday, and we can see quite violent move to the upside as shorts will cover. We will be back within value from yesterday, so we might get around yesterday's highs, yesterday's pullback highs. If we trade lower right from the open without early attempt higher, I will probably miss early short. If we make an early impulse down and pull back, I'm not sure I can find any reasonable place to enter. Maybe breakout of open range low and then pull back to open range low and view up, then enter shorts. And if we start breaking below this area where we traded only in N period, I think that we might see some acceleration of selling, and this area will be key if we break this and bounce back to the middle, or if we get lower. If we get lower, we can fairly easily get 50 points lower back to 36.50. I think that we might see some balancing today after big down day. The odds for second down day are quite limited. So overall, I think that we might see something like this. Not sure about the overlapping both sides of overnight. Overnight is 46 points, so we probably won't make that much. However, yesterday made 100 points, so it is certainly possible. If the low is in, I think we might balance further within this lower distribution from yesterday. However, anything can happen since we are in the negative gamma environment, so we might see some violent moves in both directions.